Yesterday, in press reports, Prime Minister Rowley gave a perfect demonstration of poor leadership when he shirked his responsibility for the highest spike in crime in our nation's history and then went on to blame us, the citizens, saying we are a violent society. An undignified pattern of behavior for any leader, since he has also blamed us for COVID casualties. We recall his pattern as well when he blamed women who were victims of domestic violence, stating that they were at fault for the men they selected. And 7 years on, he refuses to take responsibility for the poor state the country is in at this point in time. Comparing the murder rate and other violent crime in the first 3.5 months of last year to the same period this year is not as bad as comparing the last 8 months, which would have been September 2021 to the present day, to the 8 months before that, which was in fact my last 8 months in office, as this gives a more realistic pattern of the massive spike we have seen in crime recently. The annual ratio was below 340 murders per annum during my last 8 months in office. But in the 8 months after that, we are now going at over 600 murders per annum, which is almost twice the amount. Whereas politics usually cause a difference in views, the one nationally accepted view is that crime has, once again, become totally out of control. But what has caused the difference? Crime is a product of opportunity. If proper law enforcement policies, high visibility, deterrence, and immediate responses are implemented, as well as intelligence-driven police operations with the assistance of public support and technology, it can minimize the crime from taking place. This is known as predictive policing, along with strong principles of proper leadership, measuring performance, and ensuring accountability in the TTPS. These, along with other policies, were implemented throughout 2020 and the first 8 months of 2021 as we took the fight to the criminals, which is why the issue of crime became the fourth major concern in the country, behind the economy, health, and education. Unfortunately, after just a few months, it has returned to the number one issue. Had the same policies, systems, units, and the use of technology continued to be used, the murder rate last year may very well have been close to 340, as it was on course for. The last time we saw such a low figure was almost 20 years ago, and the aim was for that reduction to continue to the point that our annual murder rate would have been headed to the 200s. Unfortunately, due to the decisions of a prime minister, a security minister, and an acting commissioner of police, most of the assets, tools, systems, and policies that were previously implemented were seen to be unnecessary and have been removed, disbanded, displaced, or outright shut down. Additionally, core members of the strategic team were also fired or removed. And today, we are seeing the tangible results of such decisions. Police cannot and must not be blamed for the highest spike in crime ever seen in this country. Because if we look, based on the remarkable results of crime reduction seen in 2020 and the first 8 months of 2021, it shows that with proper leadership, proper management, the Trinidad and Tobago Police Service was instrumental to constantly reduce crime during that period. This is clear evidence that it can be done. And despite Keith Rowley's disrespectful words to all citizens, even clearer evidence that society should not be blamed for what is an obvious failure in leadership. So without proper leadership, guidance, and proper operational direction, then motivation and morale of the same police officers charged with taking the fight to the criminals may decrease because leadership by example would not exist. I may have political ambitions, but let me tell you this. I will always be a patriot to my country first, and I will do anything to assist this nation, my nation, our nation, even when I am not in authority. I have always been available, willing, and able to guide and support those in authority to show what was being done in my last 20 months in office, which caused crime to drastically decrease. However, this has not been seen as an option, as both the Prime Minister and the Acting Commissioner of Police have blatantly refused to communicate with me in any way. Nevertheless, searching for those to blame serves no useful purpose. What is missing is leadership, accountability, management, and effective performance measurement. These core principles, supported with effective and useful technological capacity, and more than anything else, competence, character, and confidence are the keys to solving and effectively managing all the problems our nation faces. This can be summed up in one word: leadership, which is sadly lacking on too many levels in our beautiful Twin Island Republic.